Hello, Holistic Chamber of Commerce family. Welcome to today's Meet a Member segment. And I have with me Taylor Scarpello, and we're going to be talking about healing the root cause of disease. And I have a lot of respect for this conversation because we were just talking about how a lot of times when we are not well, conventional medicine is just like, oh, just take a pill. And it's like, no, 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 no. But why is this happening? So I have complete respect from where Taylor's coming from. And we're going to talk about all kinds of things like healing, what does that mean, the root cause? But later on, she's going to share a little bit about her history and what she was struggling with. But here's a little quick bio about Taylor. She's a level 2 integrative health practitioner, a board certified holistic health practitioner, a yoga teacher, theta healing practitioner. I like this one, figure skating coach.
It adds a little fun to it.
Yes, absolutely. And owner, founder of Sono Essence, crystal infused skincare. She's on a mission to help her clients align and transform into their best selves. Welcome, Taylor.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. I'm really excited to chat and just share all of my knowledge and wisdom with the audience here today.
And if you are watching this live and you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the comments section and we will do our best to answer. All right, so let's get the conversation started. Talking about this concept of healing the root cause. What does that really mean?
Yeah, so healing the root cause, I feel that right now we are hearing that so much, whether it be on social media or just kind of walking around throughout your day to day. And a lot of times, or even just from my own personal experience, from suffering with acne and even just Epstein-Barr virus, I felt that just being stuck in that cycle of just masking and band-aiding the symptoms. And when it comes to healing the root cause, it's really looking at the body and fine-tuning and figuring out where these symptoms are really stemming from. Why is the body having acne, let's say, or where is this gut imbalance coming from? What's causing it? So it's really, again, just getting to the root and pinpointing that area of the disease, of where it's stemming from.
And when we talk about, I think a lot of people are afraid of that because it sounds like a lot of work. I mean, unfortunately, we come from a society where people just want to like pop a pill.
Oh, yes, they want that quick fix. Yep.
Yes,
Yep,
exactly.
it's so true.
So, like, what are the benefits of really like doing the work? Because I don't think we want to blow smoke up people's rear ends
No.
and be like, oh, it's so easy peasy. What are the benefits of approaching stuff
Yeah,
like
so
illness from this
the
way?
benefits are really, it's you are setting up yourself for success. You are creating a beautiful, healthy foundation to set your body up for long-term success and long-term healing. And you have to think of it as building a house, where if you want a strong, healthy foundation for this house, we have to lay it. And what does that look like? What are the next steps? So now we have to build the walls and build a nice roof. And if we don't build those walls or build that healthy foundation, the roof is going to start to cave in. And the same thing goes with our body. So if we are able to set up our bodies for success long term, we're going to really heal and allow for optimal health and long-term longevity as well.
I like that philosophy. There's a lot of like Buddhist quotes that's kind of like, don't build your house on sand.
Exactly.
because it's not going to work out so well for
It's
you. And
true. It's
so I do
very
like
true.
that foundational
Thank you.
concept. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Why don't you just tell your story? I feel like it's like a good segue for you to just talk
Yeah.
about Epstein-Barr, because I had to ask him, like, I know I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
I have no idea,
So
what that looks like.
yeah, so Epstein-Barr virus, it's a virus. There are over 60 strands of the virus, and it can sound very complex, but it's really not as complex as it sounds. So there are many different ways to come in contact with the virus, just like a common cold. It can be passed along through genetics, through sharing foods, um, or it can even become from mold exposure or different environmental toxins. Um, so when it comes to EBV, a lot of times doctors or anyone that is treating the virus will stop at the mono symptoms. So when EBV does come active in the body, it does present itself as mono. And there are 4 different stages of EBV. Stage number 1 is when we do come in contact with the virus, and it's pretty much just dormant. It's just marinating in our body. And then stage 2 typically will present itself as mononucleosis, when we do have the swollen lymph nodes, feeling really tired, chronic fatigue, brain fog. Some experience acne, hormonal imbalances. Again, there are so many different strains of the virus, so everyone will experience different symptoms. And then again, if it does go undiagnosed or mistreated, we can later down the road, it will present itself as stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 3 can look like MS, fibromyalgia, again, hormonal imbalances, PCOS, and a plethora of other ailments. And then stage 4, which is, God forbid, will end up as cancer. So again, it really depends upon how you are treating the virus, and then also what your stressor is or what your stress is. So for myself, I ended up coming in or being diagnosed with Epstein-Barr virus back in 2018. I was in college at the time, and I had bad cystic acne my entire life. I started breaking out when I was 10. I'm 26 now, and just over a few years ago was the first time in my life that I no longer suffered from acne anymore. And I was an athlete. I always thought I was very healthy. I was raised in a holistic environment. My dad's he's still a practicing chiropractor. My mom was very into homeopathy, so vitamins, supplements, herbs were just really part of my day to day. Again, I always thought I was healthy, eating the right foods, but I didn't know what stressors were, what environmental toxins I was exposing myself to, or even just your typical day to day stress. So at the time, I was in the bodybuilding community. I was very into fitness. I was getting ready for my bodybuilding shows coming up as a college student. So, if those of you who are in college, you know the stress level of that. And then also, when I was away at school, I experienced loss for the first time, and my family had to put our dog down. So, just the combination of all of that ended up waking up the virus that was in me. And at the time, I didn't know that I had Epstein-Barr virus. I was feeling very tired, feeling just that brain fog, and then every week, a new symptom would arise. And for myself, I am, again, just very into fitness, and I had all of these goals. So I was like, okay, I have to get to the gym. I I have to go to class. And I would see myself just feeling that extreme chronic fatigue, where it was a different type of tired. And I just knew something was off. And once I did come home from school, it ended up getting misdiagnosed with a thyroid adrenal hormone problem, and I did start to treat that. And then again, my acne was just at its worst at the time, and then a few weeks later, just having these bad headaches, and again, a few weeks later, just new symptoms started to arise. And then by the time that I was supposed to go back to school, I believe this was August at the time of 2018, I went to an infectious disease doctor, and we ran extensive blood work, and it ended up being Epstein-Barr virus. And I was told that I would never be able to step foot in the gym ever again, and that I would never be able to have that same lifestyle. And I refused to take no from an answer, and always said, I was like, how do you tell someone who is just so active in the health and wellness community that they'll never be able to step foot in the gym ever again? So I took no for an answer, and I knew there was a way to heal, and there absolutely is.
Yeah, sometimes we struggle with so many symptoms. And part of why I relate to your story is because I had a
Yep,
PCOS diagnosis and the whole cystic acne thing
yep,
and like insulin resistant. It's like, well, what comes first, like the
exactly.
chicken or the egg? And is this the cause of that? And, you know,
Exactly,
and it's so hard to really figure that out. But once you do, it makes a huge world of difference because then you know
exactly.
like how to eat, what to eat, and
Yep,
what we think is healthy. It's like, oh, but I'm a vegetarian, that's healthy. It's like, well, yeah, but not for this body problem that you're
exactly.
experiencing.
It's
You
very
got to
true.
know these things. Yeah, yeah. And so Jim was saying that, we have to take responsibility for our own health and not give that um,
Absolutely.
to our doctors. That's so true. We have to always question, like, why am I doing this?
Exactly. It's so true. And I always say today's actions are going to create tomorrow's reality.
Mm,
So we really have the choice of what reality we want to create. And we could either have it as that positive one or that negative one. And at the end of the day, we're the ones that have to make those decisions. So we can see and gather as much information as we can. But at the end of the day, it's really up to us and it's up to our bodies.
mhm. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Now you have like a lot of tools in your toolbox. So I know that your work with people isn't just like, oh, you have this, let's change your diet. I mean, there's more that goes in it. So
Yes.
talk a
Yeah.
little bit about that.
So again, I tell myself that it was really just through trial and error when it came to my whole healing journey. I, again, didn't want to take no for an answer. So I did look at diet. What was I putting in my body? How can I heal through diet? But then there's so many different aspects of the self. You have your mind, which is the mental body, the physical body, and now we also have the soul, which comes into play as spirituality. So if we are able to really link all the missing pieces of the puzzle together, we're going to create optimal health. And once I did heal, I started to look at how can I put my story, because I know there's so many others out there going through the exact same thing, wanting answers. So how can I take everything that I learned, look and gather as much knowledge as I can in order to help others? And I decided to again take my education further by becoming a holistic health practitioner. So in with that realm, we run functional medicine labs to really just dive in deep into your health, to really just fine tune and rebalance, reset the body. And blood work is great. It gives us great information. But when we do run functional medicine labs, we are able to get a little bit more information as to pinpoint what exactly is going on within the body in this specific instant in time. And then yoga is a huge aspect of my own personal journey. So at the time when I was told that, hey, no, you'll never be able to step foot in the gym, I was told that, oh, walking is great. You could just, all you can really do is walk for the rest of your life. I'm like, okay. So yoga, yoga for me at the time, I wanted to do that as more of an exercise. So I was doing a lot of yoga at the time for healing. And I found that through yoga, it really just propelled my entire journey further and further and looked at the spiritual self. And then became a yoga teacher as well. So that's a huge part of not only my practice, but also for my clients as well. So it's very healing. And the philosophy in yoga, so yoga is really just about self-discovery. It's a great exercise in Western medicine. It's kind of the philosophy has shifted where in the West, we really just kind of look at it as, oh, it's a great exercise, but really there is so much more to yoga. Yoga is really just coming back into alignment with the self and really just allowing for self-discovery. And then theta healing was something that I did discover. And for me, that was the last piece of the puzzle that I was able to heal for myself, but also for my clients. So I don't know if you are familiar with theta healing. So theta healing it really allows us to work with the subconscious mind. So with theta healing, we really, there are so many different aspects to theta healing, but one of them is the belief work. And you can do all the affirmations in the world and tell yourself that I am healthy, but subconsciously there can be something that is blocking us
Mhm.
from preventing us from moving forward. And so with theta healing, we are able to access the subconscious mind, reprogram, and allow for downloads to come in so that you can truly optimize your health. And it allows for instant healing, not only the belief work that is one aspect of it, but there are so much more.
Mm.
So together, I do like to look at clients from a whole perspective, where how can we heal the mind, body, and soul, really bring it into play, reduce all of your stress. So again, that we can build a healthy, beautiful foundation and set you up for long-term success and also optimal health.
I love theta healing. I've had a couple sessions, and something that I appreciate. It's almost like for
It's
me, it's like a direct connection to like pure
Yes,
source
for source,
energy. Yes,
exactly.
and
It truly, truly is, and that's really the
yeah,
whole philosophy of it.
yeah. So if anybody's listening and has never have it done,
It's
definitely, yeah.
life-changing.
And if you're struggling with some kind of illness, call Taylor because it is a great tool to add to the
Absolutely.
practical part of this, which is the blood work and the diagnostics to figure out what the heck is going on. And Jim asked about what blood work you run and to like assess inflammation, and we don't have a lot of time to go into
Mm.
that. So I'm going to encourage Jim to have a consultation call
Oh,
with
thank
you.
thank you, and I would
Yeah.
love to speak further with you.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, but just because we have such a limited amount of time here, and that way, on these consultation calls that you do, you can kind of customize the conversation to that person's
Absolutely.
specific needs.
Absolutely.
Before we give out that information, though, do you like how do you work with people? Is it like a coaching package? Is it online? Do they have to be in person with you?
So I do virtual and also in person. So I'm located in northern New Jersey. So if you are in the tri-state area, I do have an office that we can meet. And then for our healing, for theta healing sessions, the same thing, also in person and then also virtual. And then, so typically how my practice works, depending if you do have any questions, want to get a little bit more information, I do offer a 15-minute free discovery call to answer any and all of your questions. And then we would jump into an initial consultation where we would really dive in deep into your health and then put together a protocol that is specific and custom to you, your specific needs, and also your day-to-day routine. And then I typically like to work with clients for a minimum of 3 months, because again, that allows us enough time to run any additional labs if necessary, if need be. And then it also allows you to start your protocol, and we can again just see how the body is responding, see how we can make any diet, supplement, lifestyle tweaks, changes, and just continue to add upon that. And then reassess at that 3 month mark and see if we have to either do any follow ups or if you are good to go. And yeah, so again, we're really just creating that beautiful, healthy foundation together.
Do you teach yoga classes too, or it's just something that you are knowledgeable about, so you like recommend
So
for your clients?
I do teach yoga. I'm actually hosting a new moon yoga series tomorrow night. So that is on Zoom. And then for theta healing, I do offer the one-on-one healing sessions as
Mm.
well.
Make sure to put that in the members only Facebook group. I know you're in there because I tagged you. uh,
Yes.
so make sure you put that information in there. So if anybody that's watching this is like, oh, I want to, participate. Do your yoga classes, or you do it through Zoom as well, or
Yes, those are
okay?
on Zoom.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. All right. So I'm going to put your website address in here. Is there any like last just comment, words of wisdom, anything you want to leave your viewers with today?
One thing is that you are capable of amazing things. I know that sounds so cliche, but it's true. And again, take action towards the reality that you want to create. Set yourself up for long-term success, healing, and there is always a reason why the body is presenting certain symptoms. So find the root, bring the body into balance, and true healing is absolutely possible.
Thank you so much, Taylor, for joining us today and for sharing your expertise and words of wisdom with our community.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It was such a pleasure. And thank you again for the opportunity as well.
All right, HCC peeps, thanks for tuning in, and schedule your consult call with Taylor. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.